Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hockey Happy Hour. We are live from the BMW of Atlantic City Studios here in Mount Ephraim, New Jersey. I am Matt Suni. This is Mikey Klinkoff, and that is Brian the Darkwing Daly behind the board, who will be joining us on camera in just a few short seconds. And ladies and gentlemen, we are live on HGDRadio.com in the BMW Atlantic City Studios, and at this moment, I can finally say with 100% confidence that yes, the Flyers have won 2 games in a row. Finally, we have wins to talk about, damn it, finally. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said before, BMW Atlantic City, we are also brought to you by Skizano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.skizanosports.com.
That's why I give you the space.
Well, guess what, guys? With the Flyers getting 2 wins in a row, it feels pretty darn good to finally be able to say that. Can't jump too far ahead, but definitely can say I'm happy about that. Mikey, are you happy to hear that?
No.
I'm pretty sure you're not. Brian, how about you? Are you happy to hear that?
I mean, a little bit. It's nice to see some. It's just nice to see them playing some decent hockey right now.
Christ, am I the only one who's happy? Good God. All right, forget it. All right, so with that, Flyers are, with 2 wins in the bag, walking into a situation where they had no wins to their name whatsoever, which is pretty bad. However, they walked in, they showed up to the beautiful province of Alberta in Canada, walked on in, beat Calgary, and beat them pretty well, and then defeated the Edmonton Oilers in a tight contest, but they did manage to beat the Edmonton Oilers. All I have to say is it's pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty damn good considering the situation they were coming from.
You know, I got to give it to Brian. Brian is the one that did say that they were going to beat Edmonton. Maybe not Calgary, but Edmonton for sure. So
one of the two. I'm pretty sure I said Edmonton. They're a hurting team right now. They don't have Cam Talbot. Cam Talbot's out for an extended period of time, and they're just not playing well at all. So, I mean, I just thought it was not a slam dunk, but I thought it was going to be easier than most.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, the whole thing with how they handled it, too, is that, you know, they take a very tough loss to Boston. They get shut out 3-0 in your own building. And
which was my surprise because I thought they would have beaten Boston.
I mean, that's the thing, though, with Boston. That's the kind of team you can never gauge, no matter what kind of year they're having. They could be having the worst year that a hockey team could possibly have, and they'll find a way to beat you. You don't realize it, but they're that team. They're that pain in the ass, thorn in the side that you wish would just go away and would never come back, but they always do. It's like a fungus. A crotch fungus, actually, as a matter of fact.
Ew.
That's what they are. They're the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So they have the same disease as Michael Del Zotto.
Yes.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Oh.
And all of Michael Del Zotto's past female exploits.
Oh, my God.
Which is probably...
You guys are going to be excited about that.
Yes, the Islanders have now officially tied the Pittsburgh Penguins. Yeah, that's some good news right there.
Ay. How does that even happen?
That's called giving up a game.
I feel like a Flyers fan now.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't really rebuke that as much as I'd like to.
You know what, though? I'll take a point. A point's better than an L, so...
That is true. And the Flyers actually, a very good thing you brought that up because, believe it or not, the Flyers actually are not in too bad of a spot because they took so many OTLs.
Yeah, well, because most of their losses were overtime losses.
They were.
If I'm not mistaken, they're 1-5-4 or 1-4-5 in the last
like
10, which, well, now with the 2 wins is 2 whatever it would be now. But, I mean, that's good in their sake that half of their losses were overtime, so they're still getting points.
That's really good because it needs to. Because the fact is that if you take enough OTLs, you do get that point. You can stuff it in, and you can say, you know what? All right, we did get a point out of it, so it's not a complete loss.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to lose.
No,
obviously not. You want the 2 points every time, but you can at least say, okay, there is that. We don't have as big of a hole to dig ourselves out of as we could have.
Oh, yeah.
We still dug ourselves a hole, and we absolutely should not have dug ourselves this hole, but we can get out of it. It's not a 6-foot deep hole.
Yeah.
Put the dirt on top of us. Put the headstone there. It's over. The season's done. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
The Flyers can rebuild and push forward.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and for having, such a bad streak, they're still in the mix of things right now. If we're getting near playoff time, so
that is true, and it's a good thing that they go through the struggle now, then go through the struggle later in the season.
Exactly.
So I'm not going to say that I'm happy with the fact that they went on a 10-game losing streak, but they beat it. It's over. It's out of the way. Let's move on, and let's never do this again. And we take these bad losses early, and we can fix everything
it's better
else,
that they're doing it now than later for their sake anyway.
It sounds like you're taking my perspective on this and seeing all this happen now in the late month of November into very, very early December.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where, they dug themselves a hole, but now they still have plenty of time to dig themselves out.
Yeah, they're not doing that at the end of the year where there's, only 6 games left, and now they're like, oh, shit, we got to win every single game out.
Right.
In order to make the playoffs, so.
Yeah, that would be one of those things where it'd be really, really bad. And by the way, everybody, thank you all for commenting on Facebook and on YouTube. And our Twitter poll of the day is, will the Philadelphia Flyers be able to defeat the Vancouver Canucks as they will play them at 10 o'clock? Puck drop may not be exactly at 10 o'clock. They may take 30 hours to do the pregame. But eventually the puck will drop.
Which is always.
And when that does happen, we will see if the Flyers can make it a 3 straight game win streak, which would be nice to see for once.
It would be very nice. We already got some comments rolling in over here on Facebook Live. We got Rob Povia saying, fuck McJesus, scumbag.
He said
so I'll go with yes. No.
That's what I'm thinking.
And he also says on YouTube, and fuck McJesus, Flyers beat his silver spooned ass.
They did. They left him to an assist.
Thanks, Robbie. We love you.
Josh Proctor saying yes.
Okay.
And then we also have James Wilder joining in again. What's
up,
James?
My man. What's up, James?
Hey.
He says, I'm in though, Tom. Gonna drink the juice. Flyers beat Vancouver.
Hey.
Nice. He also says roll job as well.
Yeah. I like Frank's comment there.
Frank has an interesting comment. More of a question. Frank Vespi wants to know, how about the Seattle expansion bid, guys?
Well, before we get into that, one last comment coming in here. David Roska. What's up, David?
My man, Dave.
And
there it is, boys. The dub is there. Matt Hunwick.
Ugh.
Did he just score?
Yes, he did.
Ugh.
Fuck Matt Hunwick. Kiss my ass.
Woo!
And fuck the Penguins.
But
anyway.
People. There we go,
nice.
Boys. The 2 points. We got the dubs. Sorry.
Fuck the Penguins. Anyway.
Cricket.
Okay, all right, back to this. David Roska chiming in. What's up, boys? My Ducks won last night. Actually, I think you mean to say
Our Ducks.
Our Ducks
Come on,
won
Dave.
last night. And he also said Trish Stratus, so fine as wine. And you are 100% correct. Trish Stratus is fine. I think everybody can agree with that.
Yeah, I'm loving, and I loved it as soon as it happened, but I'm loving this trade for Adam Henrique. Has a point in every single game he's played as a Duck so far. 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. Really showing what he's made of. And I think the trade to Anaheim is going to refresh him up a little bit, change the scenery. We're going to see that 30-goal scorer we saw 2 years ago.
Yeah, that definitely is a big plus on that regard. That's a huge feather in the cap now, once again, for the Anaheim Ducks as they push forward to possibly a Stanley Cup. I mean, they are a contender, so.
Always.
Yeah.
That's it. We got no other comments coming in.
I'm
here?
just going over.
I got a couple more on Facebook.
All right, go right ahead before we get into Frankie's question.
All right, so we got Vinny Massington chiming in, the same Vancouver team that beat the team 4-1 a week ago at home. Just not to be a dick, but it was 5-2. Mm-hmm. I was at that game, unfortunately. Horrible game to be at. Goes on to say, tough to win back-to-back on the road after winning 2 in a row out there. I like to say they'll win, but tall task tonight. And I agree with that comment completely. This Vancouver team under Travis Green in his first year as a head coach, this is a different team. You got guys like Brock Boisier who's a rookie this year, and he's
phenomenal.
He's playing fantastic hockey so early.
Goals, couple hat tricks already this year. One against my team.
He had 2 against the Flyers the last time when they were here.
Yeah, I mean,
last
week. Phenomenal.
The kid is really good.
It's kind of under the radar that we didn't really expect.
Yeah.
So.
And we also have Barbara Avery saying, "Hi, Michael. Good show."
Thank you.
Yeah. So, I mean, It is a tall task. Vancouver's not going to be an easy team. They're not a pushover like they were last year, just absolutely terrible last year. This year, they are rebuilding, and they're really pushing, they're hitting the gas. They're hitting it, and they're flooring it as best they can. And who knows, Vancouver may actually, if they have as good of a second half as they're having a first half, they possibly could be a wild card team in the West.
Oh, yeah.
And if they wind up getting a wild card in the West, watch them actually go on a semi-run, and I say a semi-run is in the sense that they get out of the first round and into the semifinals, which would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Because that upset's going to be somewhere down the line. I could see Vancouver being that team that upsets one of the first-round teams and just totally shits on somebody's Stanley Cup's hopes and dreams.
So Vinny Massington comes back with another comment. I bet them that night and turned it off at 4-1. I was disgusted.
Oh, that sucks, man. Nothing worse than putting a little bit down and then, it just goes south real fast.
You can't bet on your team. That's the worst part. Never bet on your team.
And don't play with house money. Yeah. That's the other rule.
Especially at that point in time, they were in the middle of their losing streak, and they were just playing piss-poor hockey for the most part. It was it was a tough game to watch.
Yeah, it was. Definitely.
So, getting into one of the comments made by Mr. Frank Vespi of The Fix. How's it going, Frankie? And he probably still says screw the Penguins.
I'm sure everybody that watches the show is going to say screw the Penguins.
And with that being said, he's talking about, of course, the expansion team in Seattle. That is official. The application has been sent in. Money's obviously been wired. And no gripes from Bettman, which I am surprised because, he likes to put hockey in non-traditional markets.
Arizona.
Las Vegas.
No, I think Las Vegas is working out great.
Okay, to be honest, if it does,
yeah.
Let's give it 5 years and let's see what happens after 5 years. Let's see what happens then.
You're right, but I just feel like it's almost like a tourist attraction where they're going to be like, oh shit, I'm going to go check out a hockey game now.
If they make that work, then great. I was wrong about the Las Vegas market, but let's give it 5 years and let's see what happens then.
I'm with you.
No, I'm totally with you. I mean, I was watching a game the other night between Anaheim and Las Vegas, and the arena is nice. They got a lot of stuff set up in the arena.
It's loud.
It's very loud. They've sold out just about every game so far. Mm-hmm. And I believe on the far side where I want to say the Knights shoot twice, they have a huge castle set up with their logo right there. It's
That's
pretty sweet.
Yeah. That's cool. That's actually really cool. But I mean, it's not. Is it possible that it could work out? It absolutely can.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, think about it. Nashville is now got. I think Nashville Predators got a solidified franchise now out there.
Definitely.
I mean and it's not just because of them getting to be Western Conference champions. It's also because they really built a great fan base from the ground up out there, and they put a good product out on the ice. And I can't really say Nashville's had too many bad years, even in their history. Even when they first began, they were not a bad team. So there you go. If Vegas can do the same thing Nashville did, who knows? We could be looking at a Las Vegas team that we legitimately can accept and say, you know what? They're a legitimate franchise. I can't argue it.
I mean, I can't really either. And this bid that's in on Seattle now at $650 million. Mm-hmm. I can only ever see that amount of money in my life.
I think just maybe a couple million.
Dude, I'd be happy with 100,000. Yeah. But anyway, I think this would be good because it's going to even out. It's going to make 32 teams in the NHL. It's going to even out the West Coast.
Which, I think would be perfect exactly for what you're saying. It's going to even out everything. I hated before that it was 16 and 14. And it's okay, so there's more competition in the East, and it's unfair.
And it's going to even out the divisions, too. Because obviously Vegas is going to fall into the Central Division, and Seattle will be in the Pacific.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I would love it in Seattle, honestly. I think they're a good town. I mean, once the Supersonics left and moved to OKC for basketball, I mean, that was like their main team out there. Now they're building up with soccer with the Sounders and the Seahawks, which are a great franchise themselves. I mean, they're a great fan base in Seattle. Well, so I think it would work great.
Even the Seattle Mariners.
Talk about a loud city.
The Seattle Mariners, who have been a bad baseball team. I forgot about the
Mariners, too. Jesus Christ. They got everything out there.
Who just acquired D. Gordon this afternoon. They have a great fan base, and they've been a rebuilding franchise for the last, 5 years?
Yeah.
I think 2004 was the last time they did anything big.
Yeah, personally, I would love it out there.
Well,
you know?
I mean, and it's a ripe time, too, to go to Seattle because the Seahawks are not too far removed from winning a Super
Not at
Bowl
all.
and then going back to a Super Bowl. So winning, what is it, 2 straight NFC championships, I
Yes.
believe?
Yeah, when they
So-
played the Broncos and then the Patriots.
Yeah, but the perfect time to go for it. Like, the football team's doing great, still doing good.
Mm-hmm.
And you when that's doing good, most sports are going to fly, because obviously football is the main sport. So if that's doing well, most of the teams are going to do well. So there's not a big worry right there. With that, also, by the way, David Roska chimes back in. He says, "You are right, Brian. Our Anaheim Ducks won." So
But the
That's
thing
right.
is, too, I also like about Seattle. Seattle's close to Canada. So
It
it's going
is.
to bring in a lot of influence for hockey.
And it's
you know?
gonna create a real heated rivalry too, most likely with the Vancouver Canucks. Like I could see that happening in a millisecond. You want to know why? Because I guarantee you, there's plenty of Seattle fans that probably root for the Vancouver Canucks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Without a
Seattle is
doubt.
only
It's not too far.
Seattle's a bus ride away from Vancouver.
A long bus
So-
ride, but it's
It's
close.
it's a long bus ride.
It's still on the route. Like you could still get on the route and wind up in Vancouver.
Well, we're still trying to figure out Vegas's rivals, and
Currently, I don't think they have any.
while we're talking about Vegas for the quick second, Vinny Messington talking about our a couple minutes back when we was talking about the fan base, says they'll have no real fan base, but it'll work because the location provides people with just going to watch a game. It's a part of the event when out there. I mean, I partially agree with that. I mean, you're going to get random fans in there.
Yeah.
But from what it seems like, from what I've seen so far, that place is going nuts. And it seems like the fan base is there. Season
Without a
tickets
doubt.
are sold out for the next, 5 years?
Yeah.
Something like that. There's going to be a fan base there, but it's just a matter of how are they going to stick around? How are they going to, really take this team on if and when they start losing?
Well, I mean, that's going to be but that's why I think they set themselves up with the picks because I think they realized that, if we did just immediately start losing after a few years of hype, the team would fail immediately. Doesn't matter where you are. I think that's the exact reason why when you think about why they were trading all their expansion draft and getting picks, that's because they don't want to be that team. They don't want to be the next Arizona Coyotes.
I thought it was smart.
I know.
I really did.
Agreed.
I thought it was crazy, too. I mean, they were, drafting one player, and they're like, okay, you're gone.
Yeah,
They
couple
would
days
draft
later.
them, and then they would trade them for a pick.
we were thinking a CHL team was going to be in Las Vegas at one point because they were just keeping on trading away for picks. So, but that's the way it is. Getting into some comments here on YouTube. Rob Povey again chiming in saying Raffle is a flat-out sniper with hands for days and a nose for the net. Pisses me off when people are down on him. I know he struggles at times, but when he gets hot like he is now, he has 3 goals in the last 4 games.
He's got 5 points in the last 5 games. He's a power forward. I think he's just they don't give him the opportunity to be that power forward that he actually is. And his post-game interview last night was actually rather reassuring of the type of player that he is. And he's not letting what happened before get him down. He's focused on right now and be getting better each game and getting this team a win.
Well, the thing is, too, is that Michael Raffle, again, people get down on him because, and they get down on most players when the team is just playing like shit. And they immediately blame, and they should blame the secondary scoring because the secondary scoring was one of the major reasons why the Flyers were struggling.
That was their biggest downfall, yeah.
And I get why people would get down on somebody like Raffle because Raffle would be secondary scoring. But again, though, you can't blame one player for a failure. And not only that, too, Raffle has had really solid years in and out. And it's not just – he has played very well, and he had been put on top line. In most teams, Raffle wouldn't be top line at all. He might be second, third in most team scenarios.
Agreed.
He would not be top line on a team like the Los Angeles Kings or a team like the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Well, you don't know that because we had guys like Connor Sherry who came up and was playing right away with him. Jake
Brian
Gensel, Brian Rust, Thomas Kuhankel every once in a while. If he needed to be up there, he was playing. But
All
then
right.
again, you're working with Crosby.
That is true, and that
So,
elevates the game. I mean,
100%.
think about it. Like Tyler Kennedy was considered a phenomenal player when he was playing on his line.
The pig-faced Crosby, as I would call him.
And of course,
his nose went up a little bit, so I called him. I swear to God, if you look at him, you'll be like, you know what, shit, he kind of does look like Crosby.
There's
I
another
love
kid that
guys
plays in
out
Montreal that looks exactly like Sidney Crosby, too.
Yeah?
I can't think of his name. He's a young kid.
He got me there. I wouldn't I don't know.
I was flipping through on NHL TV at a couple games waiting for the Ducks game to come on the other night, and I watched that for a little bit, and they're like, oh, yeah, this guy, he looks a lot like Sidney.
Are we going to have like a top 10s list one day of the top 10 Sidney Crosby impersonators like they look like Sidney Crosby?
Let's do it.
Like
but
the Bruce,
they don't necessarily play like him.
like the Bruce Lee impersonators when Bruce Lee died. You know, that's not Bruce Lee, but it's kind of like Bruce Lee because, you know, he looks like him a little bit. It's like, yeah, but it's not Bruce Lee.
Logan Couture, as Vinny Messington chimes in on Facebook Live. Yeah, I can see Logan Couture looking like Sid, too. So there's 4.
Yeah.
You can see it. Now you're thinking about it, you can see it now.
Yeah, I can see it a little bit. But that's pretty funny.
But getting back to the point, though, Michael Raffle, you know, him being...
I could see it. I'm just I'm like looking at like NHL like Ultimate Team right now, and I'm like seeing his face like.
Could you just imagine that? Okay, so imagine that. You put Tyler Kennedy, Logan Couture, and Sidney Crosby, and whomever the kid
in
is.
the same room.
Yeah, in the
and
same
you're like, oh,
or no,
shit.
on the same team, and just put them on the same
Yeah.
team. Not on the same line, because you can't do that, but on the same team. It'd be freaking hilarious. Just seeing them all 4 sit next to each other on the bench. Just like...
Make them switch up jerseys.
Yeah, like, just have them change numbers so you can't see, and they do it every game.
Yeah.
They do it every game.
Like, God damn it.
So you think you got it down, and then no, you don't have it
there's
down at all.
wait, is that? No, wait. Logan Couture.
I think
Kennedy.
that's
When did he
Couture.
get back in the league? No.
Wait, hold on. When did Sidney Crosby have gray hair? Oh, that's Tyler
shit.
Kennedy. God damn it.
Yeah. By the way, Rob Povia is, of course, commenting more about Raffle. He says he's unstoppable. And David Rosca says the Arizona Coyotes suck. You are correct.
There's no denying that.
Come on. Come on. That wasn't obvious.
But with that being said, though, again, with Raffle, you know, he's had really good seasons in and out. You can't really blame Raffle for bad seasons, and you can't blame him for a team acting bad and playing bad, because if the team's playing bad around him, how's he going to elevate his game?
True.
You know,
Right.
and Raffle has played very well with the people he has played with. Like I said, he was on top line with Giroux and Voracek for a while, and he did very well. I can't really say I complained about his work, because his work wasn't bad with Giroux and Voracek.
No, he's a solid player. I mean, the goal that he scored on last night, it was a good hard-nosed shift. He
was.
Made a couple checks, had a couple turnovers, forechecked pretty well, back-checked pretty well. And then the next thing you know, he's got a breakaway.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Like, the hard work pays off. And you know what? Sometimes it takes longer than others. But Raffle, who I always thought is a really good role player, a really good third-line winger, he's getting his payday right now.
Yeah, I can't really hype him up too much, though. I mean, yes, he is hot, Robbie. All right, he is right now. But he has 5 of his total 6 points in the last 5 games.
yeah, I mean...
Come on, what was he doing the last 23?
Well, again, though, his play is going to get heightened because everybody else is playing well around him. Obviously, Jake Voracek is one of the major reasons.
Of course.
I mean,
I think
which
also
he's
it's
been
got to do
playing
with the
great.
line. He's on the 4th line. He's not on a scoring line.
No.
He's on the line with Scott Lawton and Taylor Lear.
But we can't be hyping up a guy like this. Come on.
Well, no.
Sure we can.
No. But here's the thing, though. Michael Raffle really shouldn't be on the 4th line. In all honesty,
Agreed.
He should not be there. He should actually be a little higher. If at most, he should have just been only demoted to 3rd. Like, I would have put him on 3rd rather than 4th, because that just feels like that's a little too unfair.
Yeah, I would swap him and Dale Weiss right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though Dale Weiss had a nice goal last night.
Did have a goal last night. Yeah.
He did, but
he's a
Weiss-
4th line player.
Yeah, Weiss is like, I mean, he had his one good year in Chicago. You know, let's be honest. That's the whole hype behind him. And that's because he was playing with guys on the Chicago Blackhawks. Let's not jump to conclusions there.
And even his 1 year in Montreal.
He played good there,
He played
too.
good.
He was pretty solid
But
as
again, who is he playing with? You know? I mean, don't get me wrong, though. Montreal has had their lackluster offense every once in a blue moon. But still.
well. Yeah, they were surprising watching that in the beginning of the year. They were horrible.
Yeah, well, now they got
Still-
Carey Price back, and he's 100%. And now look what they're doing.
That's the one thing I
That's the
hate
big
about.
difference.
That's what
He's
I don't.
a huge difference maker.
God,
I
yeah.
don't like that about Montreal. That is why I think Montreal, as they currently are, cannot win a Stanley Cup, because it all depends on Carey Price.
Yep.
Bullshit.
Too much. Relying way too much on him.
I get the fact that it is a goalie league nowadays, and a goalie can snag you a cup. But if Carey Price, who's been known to have his injury problems, he's been injured how many times in his career? significant injuries, by the
many.
way.
Way
So
too many.
many. He's like Michael Neuwirth at times. That just a starter is the difference. But the thing about it
Just
is,
a future Hall of Famer is the difference.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
a future
okay.
Hall of Famer, elite goaltender
okay, all right.
versus.
So maybe
versus
I
like
all right,
almost
maybe,
a
maybe I massaged that a
you
little
know,
bit. All right, I
backup,
will
like,
apologize
you know.
on that. I will retract that statement on that one. But still, point is though is that injuries continue to plague him, and that team suffers every time because of it. That is terrible. Like, you have no reason for that. As a team built like Montreal, you should be able to weather the storm of your goalie not being there for you. Just saying, if the Flyers can do it, why the fuck can't you do it? Just saying. The Flyers haven't had a solid starting goaltender in how long, but they've still managed to get to the playoffs.
since Michael Layton.
You know, like, seriously. I'm just going to throw
He
that.
gave his head with a straight face.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
No, he's not.
No.
Oh,
No, he's
so,
not.
No. Stop.
Now,
Ray Emery.
Ray Emery. You know what, though? That's unfair, because Ray Emery could have been a
Listen,
solid
the only
starter.
good thing Ray Emery did for the Flyers to beat the shit out of Braden Holtby. It's the only good thing he did.
Oh, well, somebody needed to beat the shit out of Braden Holtby. So
He
you know
didn't
what?
even want
Let
it. He
be
was just
Ray.
like, no.
Who
Ray
gives a
Emery's like,
shit?
come here.
Who gives a shit? It's a rival team. You're going to get your ass beat. It is what it is. You're beating the crap out of the team. Ray Emery's like, fuck it. I'm going to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I'm not reading this comment that just came in. It's going to break your heart, Matty.
Sure, go right ahead.
Vinny Massington chiming in with, we did have Bobrovsky.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're right.
Humongous.
And
humongous.
he says, eek at the end.
No, trust me. Now, let me finish my point I was going to say to Mikey here. Mikey, Emery would not have been bad if he had not gotten his hip injury. He wasn't doing bad at the beginning of 2010. Like, he was not doing bad.
No.
Unfortunately, he suffered the hip injury, and then, shit happens.
Well, to fall off the goaltenders, it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but getting back to that, yes, we did have Bobrovsky. We should still have Bobrovsky, but thanks to a certain somebody who is currently vice president of the Philadelphia Flyers hockey operations, Paul Holmgren,
It's making so much sense now.
just like, it just, I hate that. Please.
He was such a prominent
Hey, listen.
goaltender when he came to Philly.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Oh, no. Are we making another Matty meme?
Oh, give me a minute.
We got another Matty meme.
I need a minute to just, I need a minute to compose myself after that. Because we could have had goddamn Sergei Bobrovsky, and we wouldn't have this problem, by the way.
Not everybody can be Bob Murray. Just saying.
Not everybody can be competent as a GM.
There's too many incompetent. Yeah, there's a lot of incompetent GMs out there, if that makes you feel any better.
This is true, like Colorado's.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
I mean, he traded away Matt Duchene, and it seems like Colorado has absolutely won that trade so far.
So far, but at the
Yeah,
same
because
time,
Ottawa
but-
looks like shit.
2 points
Okay.
since being traded?
Yeah, but hold on a
Should
second.
have came to Pittsburgh.
Same guy who fired Patrick Waugh and then was the worst team in the NHL. After the team had made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're not playing bad this year, but like I said, you trade away Matt Duchene, they clearly have won that trade.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
All right,
it's
fine.
hands down.
All
Right now,
all right, I
yeah,
will concede
definitely
that.
right now.
You're right.
I mean,
you're right.
you get a 2018,
Yeah, yeah.
you're going to have, what, 2 first-round picks, 2
Okay.
second-round picks, 2 third-round picks in this draft.
Yes, I will concede that. Yes, they've won that trade. I cannot argue that. I can't. So, with that being said, to the comment boards and onto YouTube here, Robbie once again chime in. He say, Jordan Wheel's power play goal versus the Oilers revealed something to me that could drastically improve the Flyers' depth of lines. As good as the number 1 line has been, it leaves secondary scoring lacking often.
Maybe I enjoyed seeing that goal from Wheel last night. It's something that the Flyers desperately need out of him, is more goal scoring, and he hasn't done much of it. He's only, I believe, got 4 goals on the year for the Flyers, so they definitely need to see more out of him. Just a crazy question. I know
everybody.
I mean
secondary scoring.
That's a true statement, but go with me on this.
Okay, I'll go with
Go
it.
right ahead.
Tell me.
What if we put what if we put him on the first line with Voracek and Giroux?
If we did that with Wheel, that might actually work out pretty good. But the same, because currently who's Wheel playing with? He's playing with. Is he playing with Simmons?
No, Simmons is on the first line.
No,
Wheel's
that's
playing on the. I believe he's on the second line.
Yeah, that's right.
And the year that Simmons is having, it's not like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but he's not having a good year. So maybe it is time to jumble up the lines a little bit, give him a chance to play with some all-stars and get him going.
Yeah,
that's where you're really going to find your true players.
That is true. I mean, and it's not a bad idea to ever switch it up, mix it up, and that's something that I've always thought that was really good with Pierre Laviolette. He always was not afraid to mix his lines up, and a lot of times that was the answer we were looking for. Mm-hmm. How many times did he switch? He switched Danny Briere all the time from position to position, and Danny still was productive.
Oh, yeah.
He switched Hartnell on top line with Giroux and Jágr one year, and Hartnell had a phenomenal year, mostly because of Jágr. And
everybody's better around Jágr.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest.
Still got
Jágr's the man.
He still got it.
Oh, man.
I wish he would just come back to Pittsburgh and just retire a Penguin.
He might do that. I'm not going to put that out of the realm of possibilities.
Screw him for trying to get Mario Lemieux. Well, he did. It worked. He got Mario Lemieux to get him back into the league, and then he goes to the rival Flyers.
No, he went to the Capitals.
No, but I'm saying when he came back in, 2010?
Oh, when he came back to the league.
When he came back.
I thought you were talking about I thought you were talking about back in the day.
He was talking to Mario, hey, give me this contract, and then he's like, fuck Pittsburgh, I'm going to Philly. Signs 3-year, $10 million, if I'm not mistaken, was the contract?
No, it was like 1 year, $2 million.
No, it was a 1 year for
Was
the
it 1 year?
Flyers.
I thought it was a 3-year deal he signed.
No, it was a 1 year because he didn't re-sign with the Flyers.
I thought he had a 3-year contract.
And then he went to Dallas, and then he got traded midway through the year to Boston. And then he met the Penguins, oddly enough, again in the playoffs. It's weird. Every time Jágr meets the Penguins lose. So just avoid Jágr. Luckily, he's in the Western Conference, so you don't need to worry about that. Barring a trade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you never know. Never know.
Goes to Tampa, face Tampa again. This time you lose to
No,
Tampa.
I can't. We talked about this last week. That is the one team I want to avoid.
Like the plague,
if the Penguins,
the Tampa Bay Lightning.
If the Penguins make the playoffs this year, all avoidance, don't play Tampa.
Yeah, please don't do it. Right?
Can't do it.
No, please do play Tampa.
No.
Please
No,
draw Tampa,
stop.
Pittsburgh.
Stop.
In the West, in
You
the
can't
Eastern
hate
Conference
us that
Finals.
much.
What? Yes, I can.
I'm just kidding.
So we got a bunch of comments rolling in here.
Sure.
A lot of them just a lot of back and forth between James Wilder and Tom Arnone. So we're going to start at the beginning here. Tom Arnone, going back to our poll question, will the Flyers beat the Vancouver Canucks tonight? He says yes, they are hot. Well, they are hot boys. I'm not quite sure where Tom's going with that one.
I think he's saying that, Flyers are on fire right now.
Well, I mean, he put quotes around hot, so,
Well,
maybe
he's saying that he's saying it's a kind of hot, not the kind of just like, they are 100% on fire. Just more like it's a good start. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, let's not say they're on fire yet. Okay?
Yeah, let's not
let them beat a good Vancouver team, and then we can start talking.
As Tom Arnone would say, let's not crown people. That's the main goal right here. So
yeah, I mean 3 road wins I think would be excellent, and I would consider that fire.
And we'll get to the schedule in a quick second with the Flyers, which is very important to highlight if they can get 3 wins, because if they do, it'll be huge going back home. But before we get into the next comment from Facebook, Rob also chimes in. I say put Wheel with G and Coots, and then shift Jake with Patrick and Simmons, while having Raffle on third line with Philadelphia and Konechny.
this is not bad. I kind of like that, actually.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. James Wilder chiming in after that long debate. I'm going to start at the end here.
Sure.
I'm happy, but they still missed the playoffs, referring to Tom being a homer, which is all good. No worries about that. I don't mind a homer.
They just don't have that true firepower to I think get there. This year.
Well,
not at all.
They've got the pieces for it. They're
building on it.
They got to build it.
Great young defense.
Yeah.
It's just. Like we keep talking, it's secondary scoring. Everything's coming from the top right now. Where the rest of the guys, second line down have, an average of 8 points a line.
James goes on to say, laid a whooping on the Flames and the Oilers. They're a bigger dumpster fire than the Flyers. Flames, maybe
I think
not.
The Flames have something going
but I know
for their future.
Was it James that said that he hated the Flames last week?
Or
was that other guy on YouTube?
It was a YouTube.
Okay.
Comment.
YouTube comment. Yeah.
Rob Povia going on with, yes, win 3 in a row. That's called a winning streak.
That's called a homer, too. No, I'm kidding.
And this is called a scumbag.
Thank you.
Michael Mataraki chiming in, saying, sure, why not?
I love that.
It's all these Philly fans.
Greg Malakovich, keep the streak rolling.
All right. Love it. Love it. And going back to YouTube, Rob also added on to his comment with the whole wheel and the whole changing of the lines. He also says fourth line would be Weiss, Lawton, Laterra, and Taylor Lear. I can't disagree with that line combination on the fourth. That should be the fourth line combination right now, as a matter of fact. And Chris Dunn chimed in, go Flyers, kick ass. We're with you on that one, Chris. Rob also says, sorry I'm commenting so much. Going through show withdrawal.
We miss you, Robbie.
We do miss you, Rob.
I have Joaquim Rene Johansson chiming in. Just a little, let's go Flyers.
Nice. We appreciate it. And then David Roscoe once again chiming in. Montreal Canadiens should have 75 cups.
They should, but they don't.
I mean, they're almost a quarter. They're almost a third of the way there. A third of the way?
They have
23?
I think it was 23 or 24.
23.
I think it's 23.
I think 24 sounds better.
I think 23.
It's 20. You know what? Let's look that up.
That number right there.
See, that's
on the goat wall.
See
that number right there, 23.
Watch, we're all going to be wrong.
Well, I think it is really.
This is like 27, which it's not. It's 23.
No, it's 30. Like with this whole time.
Let's not talk about that.
And Chris Dunn says, thank you for Leclerc and Desjardins. Love Montreal. Yeah. You know what? Actually, you are right, Dunn. Yes. Thank you, Montreal, for giving us Leclerc and Desjardins, because without them, the Legion of Doom would have been a team that would have been only on the cusp. So, unfortunately, that team didn't win the fucking cup. But still.
The Canadians have won 24 Stanley Cups.
So, it is 24. There we go.
24. I hate being wrong.
So, and the last time they won it was the year that I was born, 1993.
93.
So that means the cup drought
Maybe that's what I was thinking of. I got the 93, and then I got the 24.
Here comes the
I mean, I am from the Philly area. That's what we're known for, excuses.
And, so the Montreal Canadiens drought, it is 24 years of age.
Oh, yeah.
And good chances are, unless they can get this whole, hey, let's be shitty when our goalie goes down thing settled, they're probably not going to add a 25th one anytime soon with that bullshit.
No, definitely not.
So
and I feel bad for Carey.
Yeah, you kind of do feel bad for him.
You have to. He's one of the greatest goaltenders, and it's like, I have a little bit. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's a little bit of sympathy for Ovechkin never winning so far anyway.
Don't lie.
I have no sympathy for that guy.
Okay.
Do not lie at all. You have no sympathy for
Listen,
Alex
Ovechkin.
Ovechkin.
I hate when I see great players not win, and I do feel bad. But like I said, that's why it was very small. It's like slight. It's like 0.01% out of 100. It's small,
I mean, it's just
I have no sympathy. The guy disappears come playoff time.
That's fine.
Well, here's the thing, though. He's only done that recently. It takes if he can get back to where he was, lighting the lamp up on the postseason, then the Capitals are right back at it. But they'll still find a way to lose because, it is the Washington Capitals.
True.
They can't win.
They'll be up 3-0, lose 4-3.
Yep.
Yep.
They'll be the next team. That'll probably be the next team that gives up that dramatic collapse right there. They'll be up 3-0 in a series, and then the unbelievable comeback will happen on them. And it'll be a team that no one expects. It won't be the Penguins. It won't be a team like Montreal or the New York Rangers. It'll be a team like the Carolina Hurricanes or some shit like that that'll pull that shit off on them.
Well, the Flyers are just getting underway. Rob messaged me and Mikey here. I guess he threw you in there, giving us a line rollouts for tonight. We have on the first line Claude Giroux. On the left wing, Coots and Simmons. Second line is Raffle, Flip, and Jake.
Okay.
Third line is TK, Nolan Patrick, Dale Weiss. You see, I don't like that fourth line. It's Jordan Wheel, Scott Lawton, and Taylor Lear. And the only reason why I don't like it is because I want to see Wheel on that third line with those two.
Why?
With Patrick and TK.
Why is Wheel on the fourth line? Explain that to me.
Philadelphia.
I don't know about that. More like Haxtell. But anyway, that That puzzles me. Like that, I don't agree with that fourth line at all. Wheels should not be on the fourth fucking line.
I agree. Which leads me to my next question.
Sure, go right ahead.
Dalton Benson chiming in on Facebook Live.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think Vegas will go without winning a cup?
How long? Wow.
Well,
The simple answer? 5 years, at least.
I don't know. I mean, expansion teams have had a weird history with the Stanley Cup. Only one team has ever pulled off in their first year of existence winning a cup, and that's only because they moved from Canada when the team was about to do good. And in case no one's put that 2 and 2 together, it's the Colorado Avalanche. No one else has done that.
Yeah, I like that question though.
It's a great question.
I'm gonna say it's gonna take a while because wait for all their pieces to come in. Once, after all these draft picks that he's accumulated over the years, they're all going to be worked in, farm systems, everything like that. Let them get in there. And then I would say at least, I'm going a little bit past 5. I'm going to say maybe 7.
I'm going to say, I'm in your range. I'm in your ballpark. I'm going to say 8. Will they make the playoffs? It's absolutely
Definitely
in the cards.
But to win in the West right now, I think it's too competitive for a new expansion team to win anything.
I mean, they could go on a little bit of a run. Like, they could maybe, in their first year, they might pull off an unbelievable, they ran all the way to the Western Conference Finals. And then that may be where their underdog story ends.
Oh, yeah.
They could easily pull that off. I could see that happening. And
No
maybe
doubt.
they'll actually lose to the Anaheim Ducks. So that way you can make up for lost time.
Well, Anaheim's got to get back into the game, so 14th and 15th, number 15 and 17 could possibly be back in the lineup, so long to go with.
I like that question, though, but definitely I would say at least 7 years. I think they could be competitive in the playoffs in the next recent years.
They're going to be competitive for the next few years, but they still need to find that nucleus. They need to find that that core group of guys that they need to build around.
That's the key point right there. And once they get all those draft picks to come into play, like you were saying, and they get that team together and they really get that fully functional, scoring machine, defensive machine, goaltender that's going to be solidified as your number one starter for years. They've got and they've got the pieces to make that happen, and especially with all the draft picks they got too. They could easily find one immediately.
Oh yeah.
That I'm not too worried about them sitting in them sitting in the playoffs. Like they could easily compete.
I agree with you 100%. I definitely think they could compete in the playoffs, but once they get to that conference final, I think that's where things will go downhill. I think they would play, let's say an experienced Blackhawks team. I don't think right now that they could beat them in a 7-game series. I don't think they could beat the Blues in a 7-game series right now. Even San Jose, I would throw them in too. Nashville, come on. I mean, the list goes on. Right now, I think you got too many experienced teams.
Yeah.
That Las Vegas is not there yet. This is a brand new franchise. This is guys that have playing with each other for the first times.
Well, let's go through the expansion teams right now that still don't have a Stanley Cup. I mean, you got to go through, and you can even go through Washington. Washington, obviously, being an expansion team, they still haven't won a Stanley Cup. They've been around for how long? Buffalo was an expansion team, haven't won a cup. And in recent years, Nashville still hasn't. They just got to their first Stanley Cup final last year.
As well.
San Jose, I believe it was last year. They just got to their first Stanley Cup final. The Minnesota Wild have never seen a Stanley Cup final. There's a lot of expansion teams out there that have not even sniffed the Stanley Cup final right now. Winnipeg, they're a relocated team, but technically they were
Atlanta.
Yeah, and the less we remember that, the better. And they have only been in the playoffs twice. So expansion teams are hard. They have had a very love-hate relationship with the playoffs and the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to say how long it will be.
Yeah, I like this question that Dalton Benson just said, but I'm going to save that for the other side.
All right,
I think it's a good question.
And we got some comments going in on the YouTube. We got a bit of an argument going on, too.
I love it. Keep it going, baby.
On the YouTube chat. It's between Chris Dunn and a YouTube user on It's Smooth Foreman. I like that. That's
smooth. How many O's? Or is it T's?
2 O's.
2 O's? Oh.
2 O's.
Oh.
Not as smooth. That's why I did.
You made it seem like smooth.
That's why I didn't go smooth. That's
Oh,
why I didn't go
okay,
that way.
okay.
I just went smooth. It's not full of Shatner, so.
Alone.
Alone. All right. So, on the other side, folks, we'll get into more of what we got coming for you for the NHL. We'll give you some score updates. We'll also do what's been going on with Pittsburgh and what's been going on with Anaheim. I think we have kind of gone on with what's going on with Anaheim, but we'll go on with what's going on with Pittsburgh right now, which is hopefully not a win. Probably a win.
Well, we did win. I mean, we already discussed that.
Fuck you.
Man, Homewick, baby.
So, with that being said, on the other side, we got more hockey knowledge and analysis for you. But first, talk to you about Liberty Event Rentals, located at 2154 East Cambridge Street in Philadelphia, PA. Give them a call, 267-314-7368, located at www.libertyeventRentals.com for all of your party and event needs. New Year's and Christmas right around the corner. Get it ready. Get it secure with Liberty Event Rentals. This is the Hockey Happy Hour on A2DRadio.com, on A2DRadio.com, and we will see you right after this. A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located at 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located at 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
You're listening to the Hockey Happy Hour, only on A2DRadio.com.
better watch out. You better not cry, and you better not pout. I'm telling you why. The Flyers got 2 wins in the bag. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hockey Happy Hour. We are live from the BMW of Atlantic City Studios here in Mount Ephraim, New Jersey. I'm Massasoudi. This is Mike Klinkoff.
Yo.
And we got Brian the Darkwing Daily behind the board, who will be hopping right back around and joining us here on the couch of A2D Radio right here. And we're brought to you by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located at 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030. Email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com.
Love it.
All right. Gentlemen, we now dive on in from our break back into the hockey world. And I do believe we had our Anaheim Ducks update, and we had our Pittsburgh Penguins update. Is there any other comments you gentlemen wanted to throw in on your respective teams?
Justin Schultz got put on the IR again today, so big loss on our defense again, where, you know, we've been lacking because obviously our goal differential is horrible. But, yeah, speedy recovery, we're going to need him, so.
Hey, Mike, do you know what time it is? I don't give a shit o'clock.
Game time.
I knew I was going to get something sarcastic out of you.
Of course. Brian, any other comments you want to make about the Ducks?
Can we get healthy, please?
Yeah.
Every time somebody comes back, Rickard Rakell just came back the other night. You know who goes out on the IR? Freaking Hampus Lindholm. Can we please get healthy?
Stop.
You just see this little duck walking with a crutch.
Yeah, right.
And he's got his one wing and a sling.
Wing and a sling.
That should be like the new logo for the Anaheim Ducks jerseys.
You know what, though? I got to give it to Tristan Jarry, though. He's 5-1 on the season now. So, you know, I got to give it to him, you know, stepping in right away. I mean, yeah, 2 wins came from Buffalo. So I can't be too excited about that, but they are 2 wins.
Oh, no, I'm excited about fantasy football.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, because Brian's giving the fist pump for some reason.
Camaro went out with a concussion, and he wasn't returning to the game.
Okay,
so.
this is not
Drew
football.
Brees.
Stop.
Michael Thomas.
Stop.
Hey, it doesn't matter because I'm not in the playoffs in that league.
Enough. This is not fantasy dominance now. And
like I said, I did want to get back to that question that Dalton Benson said. He says, another question. With Seattle being in the talks with the next expansion team, do you think there will be a division realignment? And if so, who will move where?
Well, I think we pretty much hit the nail on the head. It's going to most likely be Las Vegas going to be in the Central, and Seattle's going to be in the Pacific. Yeah. I don't see any Eastern Conference teams moving
Which
west.
they shouldn't.
I mean, at this point, Detroit's been in the Eastern Conference for 3 years now, so they might as well just stay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a map right now of the United States, and I'm trying to picture where's Nashville equivalent to Detroit.
Nashville is
there's going to be a realignment. But
here's the weird part. Nashville's here, Detroit is here. Yet Nashville's in the Western Conference and Detroit's in the East.
That's all I'm thinking about. And, you know, it does raise a question. I think they will keep Nashville in the Western Conference.
Yeah, they're not
without
moving.
a doubt.
Yeah.
I like what you say, Seattle and Pacific. You know. It would only make sense. I mean, they border
Seattle's
got to be
Seattle's definitely got to be a Pacific team. I'm trying to think. Maybe you put Edmonton into the Central, and then move.
Edmonton should have already been in the Central. Really, honestly.
Agreed. And I think Nashville should be on the East Coast, but you know, whatever. That's here nor there. But of the teams that it really makes sense for Edmonton to be that team in the Pacific that's going to move over to the Central.
Well, you see, now it's going to be interesting because now that they've evened it out, before it was really odd because they had one team that was not in the Pacific. Or actually, no, I'm wrong. They had one team in the Central that was not in the Central, which made no sense because just that's stupid because you could easily have kept Detroit in the Western Conference, put Nashville in the East.
Yeah, which, I mean, they took away a great rivalry and everything.
They did. They took away the Chicago Blackhawks-Red Wings rivalry.
The Stanley Cup rivalry between the Penguins and Red Wings.
Oh, that's all right. You guys will reignite that whenever the Red Wings become a playoff team again.
Yeah, which...
I don't even think it's going to take that much to reignite that.
It'll be a blood feud before it's all said and done. Yeah. You know, honestly. And also, it took away the Detroit Red Wings-Colorado Avalanche rivalry. Mm-hmm. That's another great rivalry that we are never going to see again unless they meet up in the Stanley Cup
final.
They
only meet, two times a year?
Then yeah, and that's bullshit because that's one of the better rivalries. I mean, back in the 90s, what was a better rivalry than Colorado and Detroit? I don't think there was a better
In
rivalry.
the 90s, no, because you had 4 of the best players in the NHL between the two teams.
Yeah, and you had 2 of the best goalies at the time. You had Mike Vernon and you had Patrick Waugh. You know, so what more can you ask for?
And that Colorado Avalanche team was just dominant and just as dominant as that Detroit team was.
Yeah, they kicked ass all over the West. It wasn't a matter of who was going to be 1 or 2. It was a matter of, okay, is either Colorado going to be 1 or is Detroit going to be number 1? That was the only difference.
I do miss watching Steve Yzerman play.
He was great.
There's a
was
lot
great.
of people on the teams you miss watching play. I mean, you miss watching Peter Forsberg play, Joe Sakic. I mean, God, you can go on forever about the guys on Colorado and Detroit.
Just want to say what's up to Steve Krasowski. First-time listener. I saying what's up, guys.
Awesome.
What's going on, man?
Great to have you. Thank you.
Keep it rolling on in. Feel free to ask us any questions that you desire. And with that, we'll give a quick scoring update around the league before we hop back into what's going on in the YouTube world as well as what's going on in the Facebook world.
YouTube's getting a little heated.
It
YouTube's
is.
getting a little
It
heated.
is, and we'll have that burning information for you in just a quick second. But kicking into the scoring update here, a few games that ended. The Boston Bruins defeated the Arizona Coyotes 6-1, which is really no surprise. Arizona has 1 goal from Dvorak, and that's pretty much it. And with that, we'll skip over that one. We don't need that information.
Yeah, we don't
out
care about
there.
that little rat Marchand scoring.
No, that's not the one I was talking about.
You're talking about
Oh, we're talking about Pittsburgh!
Yeah, okay. All right, so skipping over that one. The Flames and the Canadians, that went to overtime. The Flames walk away with the win, 3-2 in that one. And Sean Monahan getting the winner.
Hey.
The Tampa Bay Lightning defeating the Colorado Avalanche 5-2, crushing them. Moving on. Speaking of crushing, the Florida Panthers crushed the Winnipeg Jets 6-4 in their game. And that's just, there was no defense or goaltending in that game at all.
Nope.
Moving on.
Yeah, I mean, Robbie Lowe is out for a few weeks with a lower body injury, so that's going to hurt the Panthers a little bit. He's been playing really well.
There's a lot of things that hurt the Panthers right now, but that's a different story. And then moving on, the St. Louis Blues currently up on the Dallas Stars in the 3rd period. Can they continue the shutout and send this one home? And former Flyer Braden Shen with his 14th goal of the season on the power play.
35th
Fuck
point.
you, Braden Shen. Fuck you.
35 points on the season, I believe, right?
It's just fuck you, Braden Shen.
He's
Seriously.
just like, Philly.
Fuck you. You couldn't do goddamn thing in Philadelphia. You go to the Blues.
He's playing on the Stasny line. Come
Exactly.
on now.
Look at the line. He's playing with Tarasenko.
All right,
shorts.
okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
So-
that makes perfect sense. Currently, right now, Flyers are on power play. It is 9:25 in the first, but it is currently scoreless right now. 9 shots on goal for the Canucks, 2 for the Flyers. So, yeah, the Canucks, they're using home ice to their advantage, having the most shots on goal right now.
I guarantee you the Flyers will score first, though.
We'll see. And with that, also the Senators will be playing at 10:30, so that's actually about to start between them and the Kings. And the Hurricanes and the Sharks are also due up at 10:30 as they play as well. So in case you were interested in either one of those games. And that's pretty much it for the update on what's going on in the NHL with the scores.
Before we jump over to YouTube, I got Steve Krasowski chiming back in with a pretty good question. If the Flyers win tonight, make it 4 straight.
3.
I kind of figured out I was going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Do you think they're officially back on track?
I said yes because it's 3 road wins.
Well, it's a perfect...
Well, not only that, it's this Eastern Conference, like the West, is still so jam-packed. Nobody's really spread out. So, yes, absolutely. If they win this game, they're back on track.
And it's great because that actually alludes right into what I wanted to talk about real fast with the schedule, and that is this. If you do manage to get 3 straight wins on the road, you face 3 tough Canadian teams, you beat them in their home turf, you come back to Philly for 5 games.
Cinco.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not a math major. Give me a break. So you have a 5-game homestand, and you start off by facing Austin Matthews against Toronto. And then you face Buffalo. And then you face Dallas, L.A., and Detroit. So needless to say, you get these wins on the road, it sets you up to have a really solid homestand.
Oh, yeah.
And even if you walk away with an OTL against Toronto or a loss against Toronto, which is possible, I'm kind of embracing for impact in that game.
Yeah. Out of that homestand, I think the Kings and the Leafs are your biggest comps.
Yeah, I mean, Buffalo is obviously winnable. Dallas should be winnable. Detroit should definitely be winnable. And like those are your 3 games. If you can get a solid homestand, you get those 3 wins. If you take a couple losses on the chin,
3-1 and
be
1.
it. Yeah, and that's a great homestand right
even
there.
2-2-1. That's 5
Yeah.
points out of 10, which isn't bad.
Yeah, and
know?
and that's the important thing. If they can get this win tonight and get those 3 straight wins in the road, that sets you up for a possibility of having that kind of homestand. You don't get demoralized. If anything, you get really motivated because guess what? We're going back home. Yes, we're facing Austin Matthews and the Toronto Maple Leafs, but fuck them. We're still going to beat them.
It's a test.
It is.
It's a good test for them, and if they come out with a win tonight, which, to be honest, I would be shocked if they do. And I'm only saying that because it's a back-to-back road game.
Yeah.
And it's going to be tough to do that.
Yeah, and I mean,
although Bo Horvat is out, obviously broken foot, I believe it is.
Yeah, something like that.
So he's out the next 6 weeks, up to 6 weeks anyway.
Which you think would be a little devastating for Vancouver, but
Definitely.
they really have shown no signs of it.
No, he hasn't been playing as well as he did last year when he just came out of nowhere and was like he made a name for himself.
Flyers got nothing on that power play, by the way.
I thought tonight would have been a tough matchup. I said last week they would probably lose to them anyway. But I think if they get this, if they do pull off a win tonight, I think they're set up to win at least I would say 6 of their next,
Yeah.
out of their last 8.
Yeah, because then after this 5-game homestand, they go on the road for the rest of December, and then you face Buffalo in their building, and then you face Columbus, and we don't play well in their building. We never have.
Columbus is hard to play in.
Believe it
Solid
or
in the
not,
playoffs.
they are very hard to play in. But yeah, we have not scratched a win in there in a long time.
Well, what's beneficial for the Flyers right now, and they did this when they wrote the schedule, they're pretty much done with the West Coast now.
Yeah, pretty much.
They have one more. I think they have one more West Coast trip to take against Colorado,
and
Dallas,
Vegas,
and there's one more that I'm blanking on that they haven't seen yet. But
Winnipeg? No, they've seen Winnipeg. No, they faced Chicago. They faced St. Louis. Who are we missing?
there's somebody. But anyway.
Not Arizona.
Point is, come the end of the season, it's all division rivals. So
it's tough.
I think it's absolute. I think it's tough, but I think it's beneficial at the same time because then if you're really on that bubble and what's better than being on a bubble and playing division games?
And not only that, too, not only are you facing division rivals, you're also facing teams you'll be competing with in the wild card as well. So it is beneficial in that regard because you could jump them if you could get a couple of good wins on them. But yeah, that's pretty much. And then the final 2 games for December for them will be after the Christmas break. Will be Florida in their building and Tampa. So they will have their first tour of Florida when they come back from their Christmas break, which actually has been habitual for them. But anyway, that is what is left for their December schedule.
With that being said, I got a couple more comments coming in from Steve and James Wilder's chiming in too, pretty much saying go Jets go. And Steve wants to know if you think Hexy's going to stay put and stay the course, or if he's going to wind up making any roster moves.
You have to. I think you have to.
At some point,
unless you go streaking, which I mean, everybody loves streaking, right?
I mean,
but
it's a tough question to ask because the thing is that the Flyers are handcuffed in one regard. Here's the thing. They're half handcuffed. They got one hand still in the cuff, and they got the other hand free.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
We're still stuck.
Yeah, they're like handcuffed to one freaking post, and they can't get off until finally these really bad contracts go away finally forever.
My thing hasn't updated yet, but Steve says Flyers score 1-0.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't seen the update yet, but the Flyers have come back to a 9-10 shot.
They are back on. They are
good. They turned it right back around.
Oh, Shane Gostisbehere gets
there
his first.
We go. Finally, Shane got it.
Shane
yes,
Gostisbehere.
there we go.
Assisted by Voracek and Giroux, but we should trade those guys.
Yeah, that made no sense to me, especially
Power
considering the
play.
fact that they're playing all that well.
Huge power play
but
goal for the Flyers.
Speaking of that, let's get into this real fast on YouTube. Coming in from YouTube, it's a Smooth Foreman
Hey,
says,
Smooth.
I hate hockey, but anyway, go green. And then Chris Dunn chimed in, hate hockey. The only sport where you can punch someone in the face and have skill like no other sport requires. Yeah, what's not to like? Response, Chris Dunn, you are very correct. I just suck at it, so I don't watch it. That doesn't matter. Like, you could still watch
It is
hockey.
a tough sport to play. I mean,
It is, but it doesn't matter. Like, I wasn't the greatest hockey player. I still don't stop watching it. Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't change anything. And then he says, no reasons not to love it. Keep playing. Play as in fun. I guess that play is fun, which is correct. And he says, I'm a Michigan State fan. Go green. Okay. And Stun, that's great, but there has never been a televised MS game ever, but I wish your team good luck. And then the final one from Chris Dunn, and you're going to love this one. He says, hate to say it, time to trade G and V. Only way to rebuild properly, young players semi-established. We have the D. Trade for more first-round picks and get rid of the contracts.
I understand the contract part.
I get the contract part, but the thing is, though, is that Giroux and Voracek, they're during the time period where secondary scoring wasn't scoring, who the fuck do you think was producing offensively?
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, that's the thing. Like, that's I get why he's saying it. G and V have had their streaky moments. I get that.
Yeah.
But the whole team has. Like, honest to God, the whole team has. It's not just them. It's been the entire team.
It's Arizona. That's the fourth team they haven't visited yet. So it's Arizona, Vegas, Dallas, and Colorado.
Wait a minute. I thought they already played Arizona.
We played them here.
Oh, they played him in Philly. That's right. You're right. Yeah, they played him in Philly.
Thanks, Adrian.
But
You're the man.
Chris, I mean,
Woman.
Ma'am.
Ma'am.
Thank you, whomever. But Chris, I'm just saying, man, I get why you would say that about G&V, and I get why you would say rebuild. But the thing is, though, is that if you got enough young talent, and the real bad contracts I'm saying are the Andrew McDonald contracts, the Matt Reed one, which we sent down. Dale Weiss has a bad contract, which is Hexy's fault, so I have to knock him for that. There are a few bad contracts we still have. But the thing is, though, is that once those go away, you have more breathing room to actually say, okay, we can actually do a little bit more this time around. We can actually look at what we have and say, you know what, maybe we just are missing this and let's do this. You know, there's still that flexibility will come in as those contracts come down. But I don't, you know, and I get why you would say that on the contract side of it, but those aren't the contracts I'm necessarily as worried about as like an Andrew McDonald's.
Well, here's the thing, like, and I don't like they say these guys suck. These guys don't suck. They're not the 30-goal scorers that most people want them to be. They're just not. That's not their skill set. Jake Voracek is going to get you 45, 50, 55 assists a year. He's a playmaker. He's a passer. Claude Giroux does both. He can shoot. He'll get you 20, 25 goals a year. He ain't going to get you 30. And he's going to also get you 40, 45 assists a year.
Yeah,
so
he could rack in 80 points.
You're looking at 60 points between the two.
Oh, yeah.
And on top of it, since being a Flyer, Claude Giroux has 480 points as a Flyer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with the idea of trading Claude Giroux.
No,
I
who
mean-
are you going to name captain if you do? No, somebody's
Wouldn't
going
be
to. I guarantee
surprised.
you, somebody's going to say Simmer, and no.
Actually, the person that I would name captain if that ever happened would, strangely enough, I would go with Nolan Patrick.
Not yet.
But
Down the road, yes.
He's capable of it.
Yes.
He's completely capable of
Well,
it.
he's your future.
He is. He is
He
the
is,
absolute
without a
future.
doubt, he is your
absolute
future.
Yes.
And you should build around him.
Yeah.
And I would keep G. Get rid of Voracek.
Now Voracek.
But you need the veteran players. That's what
I
I
understand
don't think
that.
people are realizing.
No, and I understand that.
But here's the thing, though. If you wait long, here's the thing, though. Voracek, if you wait the time to get those certain contracts out of the way and you unhandcuff yourself, then you can look at the situation with Jake Voracek and you can say, okay, what can we do? should we keep him or should we not? It depends on his production by then. But we have to be patient with that because we have to wait for the contracts to come down. We can't immediately just say, okay, we'll just trade him. You can't. Because if a team sees a contract and they don't like it, they're not going to buy it for any second of any day.
But what blows my mind is people are saying trade these guys, rebuild. How old do these people think Jake Voracek is?
They must
he's
think he's
25,
30.
26 years
Yeah.
old. Claude Giroux's 29, 30. Like, these aren't old guys. You can still build around them.
Yeah.
You need to find a good mixture of veterans and young players. And quite frankly, the Flyers just aren't bringing up their talent.
No, that's the biggest problem, and the one reason is understandable because you don't have the space, and then the other reason is because you just stupidly, for whatever reason, think that someone needs more development, yet you'll give somebody else a spot that doesn't deserve it. Which,
Like, why isn't Sam Moran up?
yeah, Samuel Moran should have been a Flyer and continue to have been a Flyer past the time that he got sent down. That's bullshit.
I think if you're going to trade anybody right now that you can get anything for, maybe Radko Gudas. But again, you know, he's a huge liability for any team.
Exactly.
No, I
He's just
mean,
a piece of shit, really.
At this point, Gudas, yeah,
He would be my vote. Him or even Simmons. Simmons is starting to get hot. Maybe you trade Simmons.
I don't even know if you could get anything for Gudas, to be honest with you.
A late round draft pick.
At least a bag of pucks.
Yeah, that might be.
Water bottle.
I don't even think you're getting Gatorade. You're getting Powerade.
I don't even think you're getting Powerade. You're not even going to get water. You're going to get water bottle full of piss.
You get Propel.
Maybe some Dasani. but you know,
I drink Dasani.
That's a high level water right there.
That is.
Dasani is, yeah.
Dasani. When I grab my water.
Should drink smart water, but that's a different story. Not a sponsor,
plugs.
so stop talking about them.
Shameless plugs.
No, that's not a shameless plug. That's just me countering the Dasani comment. Anyway, speaking of a shameless plug, have you guys ever, come around tax time and you find yourself wondering, how the fuck do I file my taxes? I have no clue how to do this. You actually don't need to worry about asking yourself that question because if you get an accountant, that solves the problem immediately. And we have an accountant actually available, and that is Gibson Mayer LLC. They are your certified public accountants. They are located at 301 Oxford Valley Road in Yardley, PA. You can give them a call, 215-369-3300. Tax season, once again, it will be here. So be ready, be prepared, get Gibson Mayer.
We need to give you a little more space over here.
We do.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out someday.
We'll get it going, definitely.
Somewhere down the line.
I mean, if you want to smash your keyboard too, I mean, that's
no,
up to you.
No,
save the computer.
I do need the laptop, so I can't.
We'll damage up Tommy's table here.
I don't even know if this table could be damaged, to be honest.
This is good material.
This is a pretty sturdy table.
Good material,
here.
but we need to get back to hockey.
We do. Enough about tables. So,
tables, water bottles.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And enough
What
about trading Claude Giroux and Jake Voracek. Let's get past
Please.
that.
And can we stop talking about firing freaking Dave Haxtell?
Yeah, I mean, let's.
I might still be on that ship.
I'm not on that ship yet because you know what? There's nobody to replace him.
Currently, no.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing, though. If Haxtell's system pans out to be where it consistently has this problem where we go on these long losing streaks, because this isn't the first time this has happened for the Flyers under him. If that becomes a consistent habitual problem, I will have a problem with that.
James Wilder, you're my best friend now.
He's been.
And
since last week.
Did he
Pretty
say?
much. You just said Gudas is garbage.
Thank you.
I missed a couple comments here that I'm going to read off real quick. James Wilder, you cannot trade your two huge point getters. Thank you. Finally, somebody gets it. I'm moving to Manitoba. They get it up there.
Oh, no.
Who's gonna score if you trade them?
No, it's a good point though, because honestly, who would? Travis Konechny is not having the lights out year he had last year.
No, surprise, surprise. Steve, dude, I'm sorry, I'm butchering it now. I'm just gonna call you Steve from here on out the rest of the show. Lawton Hurt. Also, James Wilder coming back with. Also, if you trade them, who's your locker room vet without Giroux?
It's true. Well, the locker room vet would sadly be Andrew McDonald. And I don't think we want to think. Right, we don't want to think about that. By the way, we got a troll on the YouTube chat.
Steve
I love it.
Also going with Nolan Patrick continues to struggle on this level.
We got a troll here. Daniel Cam of the Vancouver Canucks ilk saying men. Apparently, he has a fascination.
Is he
with
watching
men.
2.5 Men?
That's what I was about to say.
Men. Ooh.
So did we miss something? You want to fill us in there, Daniel?
We'll check the score, see if anything changed.
That's what I'm working on right now.
I haven't seen anything. I still saw 1-0, but
Yeah,
I ever tell you, ever since we changed the showtime, I love the fact we can give live scoring updates for the Flyers games. This is awesome.
for any game.
For any game, too, yeah.
Flyers are back on the power
1-0.
play. Actually, they went back on the power play. Sorry. Alexander Edler in the box for 2.
Yeah, it looks like that power play just got underway with 100. 100.
High
A
sticking
minute
on
33.
Simmerer.
But yeah, still 1-0.
Awesome.
Canucks up 14-12 on the shots, but that doesn't matter when the Flyers have a 1-0
Still
lead.
confused about what Daniel was saying, but hey.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Hey, if you want to chat in any, comments about the game, feel free to.
Yeah, let us know what you're
problem
thinking,
with
man.
that. Yeah, not at all. Give us any updates on Vancouver if you want to about how, the Flyers are going to lose, which is not going to happen.
Why?
So,
Bold statement.
with that being said, all the comments taken care of, I think it's time that we dive on into other news that's been going around in the hockey world. The Flyers actually have gotten nominated for a Stadium Series game in 2019, and guess who the Flyers are playing? Our good old buddies from the other side of the Keystone State.
Stop it, Steve. You had me going, and then saying Daryl Sutter should replace Hack.
Daryl Sutter.
He won 2 cups with the Kings. Yeah, I'll give him that. But after that, he lost the locker room.
Well, okay, let's be honest. He didn't win both. He won one of them. Jonathan Quick won the other one. Let's call it what it is. So, with that, like I said before, Flyers getting that Stadium Series game in 2019. That's going to be fun. I think it's supposed to be in Philly this time around.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it's going to be at Lincoln Financial Field, which is actually different than the last time, because the last time they had the Winter Classic against the Rangers, which they lost, by the way. They had it in Citizens Bank Park.
They lost all the Stadium Series games they've been a part of. Outdoor games,
don't
right?
remind me. I know this already.
Real
No,
quick.
I wasn't trying to.
End of the
balls.
first period, 1-0 Flyers, 12
Awesome.
shots to 14 Canucks, but as I said before, it doesn't matter. Flyers are up 1-0.
That is awesome.
And power play just ended, so
Okay.
they'll start with the clean period in the beginning.
All right, but you
Nice
know
clean sheet of ice.
I like it, though. I like it. Flyers getting early, getting a good lead, 1-0. Now, can they hold the lead? That is the key.
Which is what we've seen is what has been their troubles. If they've been a first and second period team, lose it in the third, eventually lose in overtime.
And also, let's
But-
give a couple of round of applauses first off to not just Jake Voracek for being on fire in that Edmonton game, but to Brian Elliott for really just being phenomenal in net for those 2 games. Like, he really shut down Calgary and Edmonton. And Calgary and Edmonton had some really good quality chances, and Elliott stopped them. He stopped 90% of them. Only 2 goals got in both games. That's a pretty good mark to have on
is
2
pretty
teams
good.
like Calgary and Edmonton.
Yeah, 2 teams that are filled with young talent and very good players like Sean Monahan and Connor McDavid, to only let up 2 goals and not really let either one of those guys put a puck in the net.
No.
That's impressive.
Phenomenal.
And not only that, too, also, one thing that I will bring up that I am going to nick the Flyers for a little bit is they took a couple of untimely penalties in that Edmonton game, especially at the end there when Lawton went into the box on a clear-as-day cross-checking penalty. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Literally got his stick in the face of... Like, why would you do that? Like, at what point did anything correlate in your mind said, this is smart, I'll just do it right in front of the referee, by the way? That's so stupid. But luckily, the Oilers did not score on that and tie the game up. The Flyers did manage to kill it, eventually get an empty netter. However, one other thing I'm going to nick them on, they did get a little leaky there towards the end, and they did manage to, the Oilers did score, and they made it a real close game there towards the end. So keep that under control.
So it sounds like a Pittsburgh Steelers game every week, where it comes down to a last-second field goal for us to win a goddamn game.
Well, do the Pittsburgh Steelers have a winning record?
They do.
So
10-2.
are you really complaining?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
But it's just the fact that I have to sit here and watch this every freaking week to where I'm sitting there in my seat like, Jesus Christ, here we go again. It's every week.
Yeah.
Every week. But
Oh, by the way, I actually never asked you this. What do you think about the Penguins going back to the old jerseys, going back to the old style with the actual gold, not the dull gold?
I like it.
Here?
I do. I really do like it. I'm a fan of it 100%. I love those jerseys. I do have one, actually. I do have one in the Crosby. But
You're talking about the ones they're wearing now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do like those jerseys. I wish – oh, man, it's the early –
Here's a fun fact real quick.
They wore them in like 2000. I love those jerseys.
Something to think about. Pittsburgh is the only city with any sports teams that hold the same color uniforms throughout all their sports.
Yep.
That's true. I mean, it's weird when you think about it because it's all gold and black. Because, because if you go to Boston, Red Sox are red and blue. Patriots
Green and
gold.
white for Celtics.
Yeah, and then Boston's black and gold.
Here in Philly, Sixers are red, white, and blue.
Phillies are red, white, and blue.
Phillies are more.
Eagles are green and
colors.
white. And
We have the color
white.
scheme here. You got Sixers.
and the Flyers are orange and black. So
Sixers.
Love the goat wall, by the way.
I mean, I'm surprised actually. I'm surprised we don't have too many haters of Tom Brady on the station.
Oh,
I mean, I'm just
we
saying.
have a few.
Yeah, I mean, this guy here loves Tom Brady.
I'm a Tom Brady fan.
You two
I love
can
Tom
argue
Brady.
over that all day, but
He is the GOAT.
And I hate to admit it.
Best
really
of all
do.
time.
I really do, and it's a shame that I have to say that.
Are we
And half of that help comes from Pittsburgh because I think he's beaten us 3 or 4 times in a conference championship. So.
Probably.
it's all right. One of these days, Tom Brady will just get hurt in the playoffs, and then Pittsburgh will take advantage of a weakened Patriots team.
That's fine. I mean, listen. Right now, if it were to come down to, I'm not even going to say anything. I don't have any hopes. I'm shook and shaken. I don't even know what the hell to say right now with Shazier being out, and that was a horrific injury that he's had. So he might not be able to walk for the next couple of months.
He's been deemed out for the season.
Well,
And
I
I know
mean,
it's football and this is a hockey show, but
you know what it is? It's karma.
Scary.
It's karma coming from when Crosby cut off that dude's finger. That's what it's from.
Mark Mathot was fine. He had a sewn back on. He was out for a couple weeks.
I don't care. He still cut off a dude's finger.
He's not like me where I cut off my own finger and I actually lost a chunk of it. But
Nice.
How
Yeah.
did you do that?
I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing with the knife, and just
Yeah, I've cut myself a box cutter multiple times, so it doesn't.
Yeah, so have I. I've been there.
cutting yourself and hacking a chunk of yourself off are two completely different things.
This
I've
is
done both.
true. That is true.
Not going to lie there.
As we discuss our war wounds.
Speaking of war wounds, anybody hear what happened to Scott Lawton?
Yeah, very good question. What did he leave with? Any
Steve,
kind
I know
of
you're
lower
watching.
or upper
Fill us
body
in.
Injury, possibly, because it's going to be a lower or upper body injury. Because that's
That's a good guess.
That's the only.
That's a good guess because that's the only thing they're going to report.
Yeah, that's the.
Oh
only,
yeah, they're not going to go into full detail. It's going to be upper body injury, lower body injury. Knowing Scott Lawton and his track record, it's a lower body injury.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I'm going to say
always
something
been,
in
It's been his legs,
Knee or-
his knees,
knee or groin.
His knees have been his biggest issue, like the clear as day issue with him. No matter what season it is, it's been a knee problem. I don't get it.
He's on him too much.
Ooh, shots fired.
I mean, this coming from the guy whose captain is Sidney Crosby.
Hey.
So, I mean, the guy who's probably given the biggest blowjob to Mario Lemieux ever.
Well, what's funny is, I would say the other way around. I think everybody else is blowing him.
Well, I mean, it goes both ways. I mean, Malkin's probably giving it to him.
Why are we
so,
talking
I
about
mean,
this?
that's
Isn't
the
there
way
anything
it
else
is,
we
you
can
know?
talk about?
We are
There's
bashing.
more.
Well, I am bashing the Penguins. Can I not bask in the bashing of the Penguins' glory right now?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Goddamn Ducks fans. Gotta ruin it.
Ooh.
God damn it.
Ow.
Ooh.
Adrian chiming in with, it was his face. Ran into a referee's hip.
You know what? I was watching
do you do that?
I
Like,
was
see-
watching the live feed of the game and it said referee or linesman. So that must have been when it happened because the play stopped and it said that.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
How do
Never
you,
heard that play before.
How the hell do you? What the hell? What is it with Scott Lawton? Like, he always manages to make history in the dumbest ways. Like, I don't think there's too many players that could say they had an injury from hitting the referee. I don't think you could say that that's ever happened in the history of ever in the world of hockey.
History of ever.
Like, seriously, what sport has ever had an injury from hitting the referee? If anything, the ref is going to get injured. Like,
Well, I mean, It's possible he's going fast. He slips, he falls, and as he's going down,
Unless the ref decided to give him a good shoulder to the face.
Yeah. Sebastian Aho puts it in the back of the net for Carolina, makes it 1-0 over the Sharks.
Sebastian Aho. He's an underrated player, in my opinion. I think he's going to be a good player for the Carolina Hurricanes for years to come.
I mean, the Hurricanes have been a bit of a surprise coming out this year.
I think just having leadership like Justin Williams and Jordan Stahl in your locker room really helps.
Oh, yeah. I miss Stalzy. Oh, I miss Stahl.
I'm glad that I only have to see Justin Williams twice a year.
Talk about a third-line center.
God, there's another player the Flyers should have never gotten rid of was Justin Williams. God.
It's been good.
Damn. I hate that. I hate the fact that he was on the Flyers and we traded him.
Mr.
That's
Game 7.
Such horse shit.
Mr. Game 7.
Or should we call that Matt Cullen?
I mean, you can make the argument for Matt Cullen. He's had a couple big Game 7
It's not
goals.
that he's scored. It's just that he's undefeated in Game 7s.
Oh, so it's more of a luck thing.
Yeah.
He's a good luck charm.
I mean,
did he stay in Pittsburgh?
No, he's Minnesota.
I mean, I
With the Wild. Bastard.
Okay, well, I don't know if he could be undefeated in Game 7s if he's with the
He's
Minnesota
not going to make
Wild.
the playoffs. As of now, anyway.
Just saying.
They could. They just got to turn that defense around, and Dubnyk needs to get back on track.
Well, yeah, it doesn't help that Parise's hurt out right now. So.
Oh, well, that's your heart and soul of the team right there. That's half the
I was
reason
I was
why.
hoping when they were getting ready to trade him out of New Jersey that he was going to come to Pittsburgh. There was strong talks about it.
I
can't trust strong talks, though, man. I mean, the
no.
rumor mill is crazy.
Can't trust anything with hockey.
Like, I thought Anaheim was trading, like, I honest to God thought the Ducks were going to trade Sammy Vatanen to Montreal for Alex Galchenyuk. Thrilled about it.
Oh, I would have been, too.
I mean,
without a doubt.
To wake up to your text message saying, oh, yeah, Sammy Vatanen's in New Jersey now.
I had to
really?
as soon as I saw it,
Think
I had
about
to text you.
think about it
I
this
text
way.
You being a Ducks fan, my friend is a Devils fan. I text both of you guys right away.
I mean,
how did he take it?
He liked it. I mean, he liked Henrique, of course,
It's
but
hard not to like Henrique
yeah.
because he's a hell of a
I can't like
hell of a player.
Henrique. I'm contractually obligated not to. Actually, no, fan
Not
obligated
anymore.
not to like.
Not
I guess
anymore.
I guess I can throw. Yeah, he's a Duck now, so I guess I can't.
he
hate
just
him.
didn't like the fact that now they have like 8 defensemen on their roster.
Which is fine. I mean, you can send a couple of the younger guys down to just get a little more seasoning, but I mean, Sammy Vatanen, once he gets acclimated to New Jersey,
I don't like hearing this. I don't like hearing that the Devils actually have a coherent idea of what to do to
You know why?
to rebuild their hockey
Ray
team.
Shiro.
Yeah, you know
God's
what?
honest truth.
You know,
Very
he
good
is
point.
he is a very, very good GM.
That is a very good point. You're right. And you know what the funny part is, too? When the whole crazy thing was going on, there was that big rumor or debate going on, should Ray Shiro come and be the GM for the team that his dad coached to the 2 Stanley Cups, which would have been great. I would have loved to have had Ray Shiro in Philadelphia. But I can't say I'm unhappy with Ron Hextall being our GM at all. I mean, he built a winner in Los Angeles. So I can't really hate that. And Dean Lombardi is his assistant. So, I mean, it's just swapped. So I'm not upset about that, really. I mean, you have the same exact tandem that built that Los Angeles team.
Yeah.
And that Los Angeles team, shockingly enough, we thought they were going downhill. Look at them now. They're still doing great.
Yeah. Especially after last season, I thought.
I mean,
if the collapse was coming, but Anze Kopitar, I think 14 goals already, 15 goals.
Yeah. I mean,
Where the hell
Jesus.
did that come from?
I don't know. I don't know where the hell this came from.
There's been so many surprises to me in the NHL this year. I'm just like mind blown.
Well, I mean, Kopitar has always been a strong player.
He always
goal
has,
scorer.
but like when you look at his recent years, you're just like, he's been.
It's a lot. The system with that John Stevens has, and a lot of the Flyers fans have seen it. It really helps.
It is. It's a very impactful, high offensive system that really the Flyers back in 2008 just thrived in because that was a team that could beat teams that they had no business beating, even though they were not that good. In 2008, they beat the Washington Capitals in the first round. They had no business doing that, seriously, at all. But, overall, though, when John Stevens left Philly, I wasn't too upset because we did get Lavi out of it, so it wasn't the worst thing in the whole world. But if I could go back and if the hindsight being 2020, we would have kept Lavi. But if we never got Lavi on the table, I would have kept John Stevens. In a heartbeat, would have kept John Stevens the whole way. But with that being said, it is time to say goodbye on this edition of the Hockey Happy Hour. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you all for commenting. We always love it and always appreciate it here on A2D Radio.
We want more every week.
Absolutely.
We want more.
We are hungry for your comments. Please.
We'll do a whole show on comments. We don't give a shit. Bring them.
Hell, we did last week.
Yeah, right.
So we will do it again. We
I'm
do
ready.
not care. Fuck it, we will do it live. We don't give a shit. So, with that being said, this has been the Hockey Happy Hour on A2DRadio.com. We were in the BMW Atlantic City and BMW of Atlantic City Studios, not the BMW of Atlantic City dealership, but that is located at 6037 Black Horse Pike in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. And you can visit them on the web at www.bmwatlanticcity.com or call them at 609-568-9200 to get the best deal on a BMW today. This has been the Hockey Happy Hour on A2DRadio.com, and we will see you all next Thursday here on A2D Radio.